to worlds. It can reach worlds, in other words, it can speak to world at world in world language. Hagam shehu b'chinas makiv arochet, even though it is b'chinas, it has the quality of makiv, which is distant from the pnimi, from world per se, from any design, from any structure. Nonetheless, it relates to it. You can identify with it. Well, okay, and because it has this relationship, nimshach mishom eze haora begilu v'neshamos. From this makiv is drawn, comes through some haora, some reflection, begilui, in an identifiable manner, in the neshamas. The neshamas sense this makiv. And it's translated in the neshamas. In the neshamas itself, it's like a makiv that's mislavish in the neshamas. We said the unit for Ramuna, the Mesilas Nefesh, the Kabbalah soil. These are all in none, but it's a makiv qualities. They don't come out in a gradual and in developmental manner. Nonetheless, they're consciously identified. No. So that's that this makiv comes, relates to oils. And it's known to the world, in the world. This is all this makiv, the ak, the Odom Kadmi, which we discussed extensively, and it's called Tehira Tato. And as explained before, the word Tehira means purity. Purity means that which comes directly from the source, from the pure source, from Elokus itself. The reason it's called purity, as we already pointed out, is that it comes effortlessly. There is not a particular focus to bring it out. It is just a reflection of the reality itself. That's why it's called purity. We discussed, we even give Misholim for this. Bechinas the Hiro. So this is the Hiro Tato, the lower level here. The lower level here, which ultimately can be identified and can relate to with worlds, and world can identify its presence. Ava bechinas the Hiro Ilo. But the bechina, what's called the Hiro Ilo, the higher purity. The higher purity means the purity that does not speak in terms of world. It speaks only in terms of Elokus. Shehu bechinas u'yigul ha'godus l'fnei ha'kaf, which is what's referred to as the Yigul HaGodol, the great circle and circle. Shelifnei ha'kav, that is before the kav. The reason we'll just try to bring it out a little bit slowly. I mean, certain points that need to be identified. It's an eagle, it's a circle. Why is it a circle? Because it does not come forth functionally, it just represents itself. Because it represents itself, it encircles equally everything that's within it. It does not relate to any particular aspect that it can be drawn from. Since this is totally new to us and we're not that much versed in this, I'm going to have to have a Moshe on every step in the way. when one, even at the lowest level, when one identifies a room, a plain room, a room is an encirclement. It has 4 walls and a roof and a floor. It encompasses everything that is in this room. This encompassment, that everything is, even though in this room will go a table and a chair and perhaps a bookcase and a bed, whatever it is, there is no way to identify from the encompassment of the room what will go into this room. There is no direct correlation. It depends what you want to use it for. But the room itself is a plane and a circle. It does not directly relate to that which you put into it. This is called makif, at the lowest level. Nevertheless, as we already discussed, the room is a demarcated area within a house. The house is a demarcated area within an area, within an environment, and so forth. Each one of these demarcations has an intent as to how this is going to be used. The room, despite the fact that the room itself does not compel you to use it one way or the other, but the room per se, it clearly speaks about a certain type of usage. It is not merely an encompassment for its own sake. It was made for some kind of a usage. You can define the usage whichever way you want, but nonetheless it's meant for usage. So therefore, this is, in our terminology, we call it tiratator. This is something which is really focused on usage, even though you can still identify how you're going to use it. This room was built within a house. So therefore, you can clearly see that this room was meant, it has the element, demands to be used in a certain way. Let's go back to a higher level, the house itself. The house itself relative to the room, the house is totally undefined. It does not even speak in terms of encompassing what's in the house. It's a structure for itself. Relative to the way a room is identified, the house does not have anything similar to that. The house is merely a facilitator. It makes it possible to define rooms in it. But it itself does not have any functional identity. Think about it. A room in a house can only be a dining room, a bedroom, a living room, a library, but something on the human level. A house has absolutely no defining element. It could be a storage house. And the storage itself could be storing valuable things like books or tables or chairs, and it can be a garbage depot, a place where you deposit garbage in order to be picked up. So this is totally undefined and totally not even identified with the human service directly. This is a makif that is just plain defining an area with not any particular relationship to what it is trying to accomplish. So using this as a muscle, I would say the word garbage. I don't want Chashushon to direct our thoughts on garbage. The idea of garbage is to point out that there's no definitive thing, status to it. So this is what the Rebbe says. The makiv this is a great circle before the kav. Kav is when it is very beginning to dwindle down to a functional level. But this is before it begins to speak in terms of functional level. It is just an accomplishment. This is also a makiv, but it has no shachas or limits. There is not in a makiv that you can tell that this is defining something, that this is going to service something. This is the end of the fourth line from this section. Now, at the very end of that point, however, this is a novel concept. However, even though this makif has no effect, does not produce, does not speak to the pnimi. However, Yodua, it is also known. He said this is something novel, and we do well to point to address, to think of, to focus on every word. The sheirish hakeli, that the root of the keli, ho mibechinas hoyer makiv davke. The root of the kelim is from the bechina, from the aspect that's called hoyer makiv davke. Now, the word sheirish, root, we already discussed. In this verse, in the previous verse, root just like a root of a tree. The root is contained in the earth. The earth supports this root. The earth feeds this root. But this root, as it is in the earth, is totally undefinable as to what it is a root for. Nonetheless, we know it is a root for some kind of a functional or meaningful growth. It is not just a piece of wood. It's a root for something. What makes you so sure that this is a root for something? It is the fact that the earth is supplying support for it, is feeding it. And the root is drawing life from the earth. If it's drawing life from the earth, it's drawing life because it has a life identity. It is not a plain piece of wood. That which is a root form. At that stage, when it is still in the earth, is unpredictable. You can't tell exactly what it is, what can materialize from it. However, okay, do I have you with me? The facility that the earth provides is very, very versatile. It's limitless. Just as on the practical level, the earth is used for plants, the earth is used for housing, the earth is used for sport arenas. The earth has no limit as to what it provides for. And any particular piece of land has a facility for everything that you can identify to it. This level, this is called a makif. It's a makif that has absolutely no identity. However, ultimately, everything that you will, on a final stage, attribute to this piece of land and use it for, and give it, so to speak, a pnimi function, is all contained within the facility of this earth. This earth is so versatile, so unlimited, that whatever you identify to it, it fits in right in. And this is what the Rebbe says. I'm going again, Omna. Okay, this is 4 lines from the top, the end of that line. Omnam, however, Yoduet is now the Sheresh HaKelim, that the root of the kelim. What facilitates the kelim? Who mibchinas hoy makif dafka. It is from the china of the makif. This fact, going back to our motion, that ultimately, that which grows comes from the earth, can provide for any kind of usage. This is due to the total neutrality, an undefined element in the earth. Because it's so undefined, because it's so solid in its own being, this is why there could be anything coming from it. On the other hand, it is undefined, but it is also solid. It also provides a solid base. And this is trying to show that kelim are something very clearly defined. What do you say? Kelim are undefined. On the other hand, kelim have a social solidity. Once the oil is in the keli, it is solidly identified, and it can be transported without losing its power. How is it that the keli is able to bear, to accommodate oil? It is due to the fact that the keli itself is actually rooted in oil makif. Oil makif means the oil that, as we said before, we just finished, is all-encompassing. It's totally versatile. Whatever you identify to it, you have not captured its fullest potential. This is what you say. The oil makif, there's no shachas to it. And therefore, this oil makif does not really directly speak to word. And yet, he's saying, Omam Yodua, Shurish HaKelim, Abchina Zeh Makif. The fact that ultimately there is kelim in the world. And these kelim are able to carry the oil in a solid way is actually rooted in the oil makif darki. Because the oil makif is what gives this facility, this solid base. So here we have a kind of narrow contradiction. We're saying that this is not related to world, and yet the kelim, which is what our world is made of are rooted in this matter. Ukmei also Beit Chai. I just says in its time, I'm going to finish this line. The Ishabos HaKelim who, that the coming forth, the creation of the Kelim who, and the Hakoras who are Makib Epni. It is by the Hakora, the clash, so to speak, the touch, or Makib onto the Epni. This is where the Kelim come forth. But principally, they're rooted in the Makib. What provides for Kelim is the oil of makif, not the epnim. So even though oil makif is super worldly, and yet it provides a shadish for king. And as we already discussed, the keli is a solid base for the oil, which is basically sourced in oil makif. According to this, it can fully identify the koyach habitul shehakelim, that the koyach of the beetle of the keli, that the keli is able to carry and accommodate anything you put into it. Hu meher makif. Actually, it is from the makif. This is why keli is so versatile. The b'chinas o yigol hagodol, this oil makif, super oil makif, ikol hagodol. I think we are up, right?
Right.
All right. All right, so let this be. Can you
Yeah, what's up, Sean?
help me with this?
What's it say?
Someone wants to say hello to you. It's not clear.
Just one second. Remember I told you that my phone is not backing down because it's Zoom.
Yeah, you have to buy more space in
I want to
iCloud.
buy more space.
You don't
But
want
he
to?
doesn't let me. 'Cause it's
1
not-
second, I
not
need
coming.
to